Hey everybody, this is Jordan Trevane with another book review, and I'm back with an interesting thing because I started reading books to educate myself on real estate. So now there's going to be books every now and then about real estate, but I want to do a book review on every book I read. I'm not trying to judge which books are better for book reviews and which books are not better for book reviews. I'm going to do a book, read it, listen to it, whatever, and then let you guys know what I think. And if real estate is not what your thing is, then go watch a different review. But today, I'm going to talk about the first real estate book I read, and that is this one, Investing in Duplexes, Triplexes, and Quads by Larry Loftis. Boom, right there. And it says like, the fastest and safest way to real estate wealth. So, yeah. First off, if you guys like this channel, even if you don't like real estate books, whatever, but please subscribe because I read and I review a lot of different types of books. Like last week I reviewed this book, and there's going to be other books. Like, look at all these books. But please subscribe if that's your thing. Anyways, so this book, Investing in Duplexes, Triplexes, and Quads, is a pretty straightforward book. A lot of the real estate books that I'm starting to look into and read, they all are like, yo, this is like the amazing way to do it. You should follow our way. And so I'm kind of like, okay, whatever, I'm going to ignore this part. But there was some interesting information in here, and I think as I read more of these types of books and I get more educated in real estate, which is just a topic, you start to see different people's perspectives and what is a rule and what is an opinion and kind of things like that. So I really appreciate people that put down their thoughts in books first off to give access to it so other people like me can look at it and say, oh, what do I think? Is this good or bad? Kind of thing. But this book, like the title notes, is about duplexes, triplexes, and quads, which is something called multifamily housing. So it's like one building, but in the one building there's like multiple apartments, and be duplex, 2 apartments, triplex, 3 apartments, or quads, 4 apartments. And I think the interesting thing about these in particular, if you don't know anything about real estate, is usually in the United States, I think, because I'm focusing on where I live, but I think in the whole United States, if you buy a single house with less than 4 units, or less than 5 units, so a single family, a duplex, a triplex, or a quad, or a fourplex sometimes, you can get regular financing on it. It's not a commercial property. You can buy it as like a personal property and get your regular home loan on it, even if it has 4 units. But if it has 5 units, then you have to get like a commercial loan. So interesting, like if you want to buy a house, you can buy one with an extra unit, 2 extra units, or 3 extra units, and you get your regular home loan on it and do that and live in one, and then you got the other ones to rent, or maybe your parents live in another one or something like that. So that's interesting. But as far as this book goes, it's about this guy, Larry Loftis, his kind of journey through real estate, and he tells a lot of his stories and kind of his lessons learned, which I think are great. It's always good to sit down with somebody who's done it. I'm a very big fan of taking advice from people who are where I'm trying to get, and in this case I'm trying to buy a house, so at some point. And so taking advice from people who have done that and have done it a lot and have made a lot of mistakes and learned a lot of things, I think is great. Yeah, he tells you his journey and some stuff about getting started in real estate. I think a lot of these books, they give you good advice, and they give you like, if you want to be successful, do this, this, and this. Try to avoid this, this, and this. Make sure you're organized, because if you're going to run a business, or if you're going to like buy stuff that costs a lot of money, make sure you're organized. And then they give you like different forms or different websites and stuff to help you organize. And this book, I think, does that pretty well. And it's very much, I think, an intro beginner's book because it's not too complicated. I know there's some numbers in it because it's real estate, and sometimes numbers can scare people. Math can scare people. But I think this is a good intro book. It wasn't very difficult to read. He gave a lot of examples and why something was bad, not just like, don't do this, don't do that. He's saying, don't do this because I did this once, and here's the situation for how I did it, and here's why it turned out bad, and I wish I wouldn't have done that. So I appreciate that, where he gives like the anecdotal story behind a lot of his reasoning. And then also for his successes. He says, and I'm really glad I did this. This was a great investment. So in real estate, you're doing business transactions, and what the author goes over, I think that was kind of crucially important to me, is that real estate seems like it's a lot of numbers, but while it is a lot of numbers, you're dealing with people. Not only you're buying houses or renting houses from people, but if you're going to be a landlord, you're renting to people. And so in every case, there's different people you got to deal with. You got to deal with like attorneys and CPAs and real estate agents and contractors and all these different people if you want to be like successful and run it as a business. And it's important not to get caught up in other people's stories or listen to what somebody said. Like, always verify what people say, do your own due diligence, know what numbers are important. And there's a lot of different ways where you can look at numbers that are not helpful. And so really saying like, what am I looking for? What am I trying to find? And how do I verify that that's true? And Loftis, I think, did a good job of like giving an introduction to demystifying a lot of what you need to do to break into real estate. So the book's pretty short and it's pretty cheap. It's $25. If you're trying to do something like you spend potentially $100,000, $500,000 on a house or something like that, I think it's worth it to educate yourself. And $25 is like super cheap. Even if you spend $1,000 on education, like that seems kind of expensive in the beginning, but like if it was good education, or if you learn some things and it helps you like make a deal on like one house, isn't that worth it? Because like houses are like hundreds of thousands of dollars, at least where I live. But this book was $25. It was pretty short and sweet. It's like 200 pages. It has a lot of like historical data on different situations to kind of give you an idea of certain concepts. And so I think this was a good book to look at historical data and to define terms. It talked a lot about the multifamily housing. This specialized in buying multifamily housing up to a quad. But the book is Investing in Duplexes, Triplexes, and Quads by Larry Loftis. And I think it's a good intro book. If you're already into real estate and you know a lot, I mean, you could thumb through it. There's probably something you could learn in here. But I would say this is good intro beginner book. So yeah, this has been Jordan Tremaine with another book review. The first one on real estate. Because real estate's cool. Owning stuff is cool. Own where you live, I think. I think that's nice. It helps you like, at least I have my house. But this has been Jordan Tremaine with another book review. And I'll see you guys later.